My name is John Fischbach. I've been a recording engineer since 1969. I owned a piece of a studio called Crystal. I owned half of the studio with a guy who became my partner, Andrew Berliner, who was also the engineer for a lot of early Motown stuff, especially Jackson 5. I had met a whole bunch of other people, Stevie Wonder being one of them. I later went on to be his recording engineer, and I did that for a long time. And we went on to do a lot of hits. I mean, a lot of hits. So James Taylor, Carole King, War, Jackson Browne, REO Speedwagon, a lot of R&B hits. That was it. I decided I really liked it. I seemed to be pretty good at it, so that's what I did. And as I got older, that I thought, well, you know, I could learn to do mastering, and then you could do this stuff, and then you only have to be involved for maybe a couple of days. Even if it's not great, you'll hear a lot of interesting music, so I started doing that. PreSonus was doing a demonstration with NARIS, the Grammy people, Recording Academy, at Esplanade Studios in New Orleans. I have a mastering room there. You had taken down some other speakers that I had and put the Sceptres up. And maybe in a snob-like fashion, I thought, this ought to be fun. And then you started to play music through them, and I thought, wow, that shouldn't be. And I thought they sounded really great. So I bought a pair. I've found that if they're done properly, I've never had any problem with the CoActual. It was all about that space. Oh, well, let's get the tweeter where the woofer is, and it all comes out at the same time. I think that was really the idea. And if done properly, I think they work brilliantly. So absolutely, the more DSP, to me, the better. When I'm recording, I need maybe a couple of speakers. I might have a main speaker and then a smaller speaker, and it allows me to make judgments about either the mix or what I need to do to fix what was brought to me. In mastering, it's a whole other deal. You're listening to something that somebody's labored over for a long time, and now you're going to make decisions to take a whole cohesive piece and put it all together so when you hand it to the client, it makes sense. So I have my big speakers, and then I've found that the Sceptres help me with that, because it gives me another look at what I've been given. What I also like is that they are adjustable, so you have parameters that you can adjust. Because let's face it, we're in a room that has really nice acoustics, and somebody has thought about it. A lot of people don't have that option, but to be able to adjust for a room that's very bright, to be able to contour maybe the frequency response of the speaker down, and the bottom end, to be able to say, okay, well, I'm in a large room, hopefully this is going to fill it up, but I'm in a small room, now I'm being overpowered by the bass. Can I contour some of that bass away? That'll be really important. I think everybody who listens to monitors needs to find one, not that somebody is hyped, not that somebody says, oh, that's the one you have to have, but the one that makes sense for you, the one that sounds good to you, that you think you can work on and make sense of. Let's face it, if you do what I do, a lot of times you're going to work long hours. So something maybe that sounds fantastic for the first 10 minutes, by the end of your 8-hour session or 10 or 12-hour session has completely destroyed your ears. I really don't care how it's done. If it sounds great, it sounds great. You expect that kind of sound, frankly, a much more expensive speaker. The main thing is that you find a speaker that you can live with day in and day out, that you will learn to know.